Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Super Mario Brothers Randomizer Weekly Race, SMB3 Randomizer Weekly Race here on Speed Gaming 2. Tonight, our four contestants are DLP316, Leslie Pro 04, Teeks, and Stewie Cartman. Hi, everyone. I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23, and joining me for the commentary tonight is Growlwolf. Tonight, we are doing the Group 2 flags, and I do believe that in this case, we have a little bit of a variation. There will not be any end card games. However, the hammers will still break locks, so that very much could come into play if we see a lot of hammers, of course.
Absolutely. And when you talk about Randomizer, this is one of the first things that comes into my mind because this is one of my absolute personal favorites. It's such a great place to start, especially for new runners, people that are new to speedrunning, randomizer racing, whatever you want to call it. This is just such a really great one to start with. It's crystal clear. It's Randomizer. You start on your first world, your first level, and you end at Bowser's Castle, break a rock with a hammer, and let's go.
All right, we're starting with World 2, the Desert World, and our first stage is 610. Unfortunately, we are having some technical difficulties on Leslie Pro's feed. We'll try to get him up as soon as possible. Next up, we have 3-4. And right now, at the moment, it looks like we will need to get, of course, the timers in sync. But this looks like it's pretty close between our three featured runners so far. Now, there are other runners who are not part of the four featured runners who are also participating in this week's race. For instance, I believe Human Mustard, who we had as part of the Frog Percent race last week, is also partaking in tonight's race, just for an example, of course.
Absolutely. And when you talk about stacked clubs, you basically have to start here and basically end here. I mean, like you said, we have some really talented players up in this lobby as well. And even though we're just showing four, we got a lot of really good talent here. And it's fun kind of showing a couple of different people, different racers, things like that. And, we'll give you a little bit of variety. That way we can kind of expose more to the community.
Got Stewie Cartman in 7-5, but Teeks and DLP opted to play the 4. Ended up being 5F1. No problem for Teeks or DLP. That's going to break the lock. And now we have the Sledgehammer Bros scene, and down they go on Teeks' side, going to pick up a star. It's probably not exactly what he had in mind there. DLP's going to get that same star. The move here, Teeks going to take the pipe that's going to warp him past the riffraff. So all he's got to do is beat panel 4, which is, hey, this isn't too bad. That's 3-6.
Not a terrible start at all. It looks like with Stewie Cartman, we do have a 7-5 start, which is not really something you want to look forward to. I'm a little curious as to why he's staying in this level so far. I don't know if it's one that's required. If so, obviously get it out of the way. But without a mushroom, you can't do any of the clips here.
I think Stewie Cartman's mindset was to skip the 4, but unfortunately, it looks like that turned out to be the better play because Teeks and DLP are both stretching their lead. Wow, what a bad finish to this 3-6. You're dealing with the nipper. Thank God it wasn't a fire nipper. Our airship for this first world is going to be the World 4 airship, but we still have the saltiest Koopa in town, Morton Koopa, trying to take them both down. Meanwhile, DLP is going to be playing the second Hammer Bros stage, more Sledgehammer Bros. Let's see how strong Morton is. And it's a hammer! Oh my goodness, a hammer for DLP. Meanwhile, it's a 3-hitter Morton Koopa for Teeks, and down he goes, but that hammer is going to be huge for DLP.
Yeah, that is absolutely big for DLP. I mean, he has shown such prowess in this for so long, and you really hope for the underdog story. You really hope for something good to come out of it. And that hammer, talk about a really great start. He's not even going to be 45 seconds behind Teeks, I don't believe, going into this next world. And it looks like we're going to be, seeing a big difference, especially depending on how much these hammers are going to help or hurt. If Teeks continues to get hammers as well, then obviously DLP's not going to have a whole lot of an advantage because there's going to be so many hammers out there. But if you only get 1 or 2 hammers, that's going to be very, very valuable. And we just saw Stewie Cartman pick that one up as well.
Definitely. Next we have, this is one of the beta stages that Teeks just completed. That was the 1.6 beta that you just saw. And we get a mushroom from the princess, and lo and behold, turns out worlds 1 and 2 were inverted. And we see that hammer immediately coming to use for DLP, and wouldn't you know it, we have the World 1 fort here in World 1. So people in chat, you know what to do about that.
Also, we are very well aware that we have a little bit of an issue with the third or the fourth stream that we are currently broadcasting. Carito is in the back working on this. He is one of the people that helps with Speed Gaming, volunteers time and all that to help with restreams and stuff. So definitely appreciate all the time that he's putting into helping us with this, and we'll try to get that up as quickly as possible.
DLP is in 6.2 DLP is in 6.2 right now. TX is also in 6.2, but it's the 6.2 beta, the iceberg stage. And TX going to go ahead and collect the 5 up for getting triple stars. So we're treated to some fireworks there. So TX having a little bit of insurance in case we get some nasty stages coming up. Now he's going to go ahead and play the World 1 fort. All right, next up, a Hammer Bros stage. More Sledgehammer Bros. We've seen nothing but Sledgehammer Bros so far, and that is going to garner DLP a mushroom. Teek's going to play the bottom part of the World 1 fort. DLP was able to get the item out of there, and it turned out to be a frog suit, as we have the World 2 airship, where DLP will face off against Larry Koopa. Stewie just completed the first world, so now we do have a substitute. Looks like we're going to be bringing in the 2019 champion Cobra 52 into the 4 featured runners. Here's Stewie Cartman now going to be playing the World 1 fort. Remember, he had that hammer, so that's going to help him catch up to Teeks.
Absolutely, and with that, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of a shakeup here. Stewie Cartman obviously won't be able to go for the second way of getting through World 1 Fortress, but with that Fire Flower, he will be able to breeze through quickly. And at this point, it looks like if everything is stacked up the same, that DLP is currently our leader. It looks like Macobra.
Oh, did you see what DLP just got from the princess? Another hammer.
I love the idea, the more I see and the more I watch, of utilizing that hammer in World 1, and I'm curious the play here with DLP. It looks like he saw the blue lock, so he's going to go back and play the blue fortress. What a heads up play. Honestly, I wasn't paying attention to it until he did it and I realized what he was doing, because one runner may look at that and think, hey, that's a hammer spot, I can go ahead and do it, and boom, I'm on my way, because there's nothing blocking the castle except for this fortress. DLP is going to use that hammer later, and I think that's such a fantastic play.
Most definitely. That was the Donut Fort 4F2 that DLP just completed. Larry Koopa ended up having Earthquake, but lucky for these runners, just a one-hitter.
Macobra with an even better heads-up play. He saw the blue fort, so he went ahead and played it. He hasn't even gone up yet to the second story, and he's already going to be able to gain a little bit of time back because he did not have to waste that time going back and forth.
Certainly, and this is going to be, I believe, the World 3 airship that is being played right now by DLP. We have Roy's our boy Koopa, and he's a one-hitter too. Man, Bowser, what are you doing to these Koopalings?
I'm not sure what's going on with these Koopalings yet, but so far we just finished World 3, and DLP is going to be entering this next one before the 9-minute mark. Macobra's doing his best to get back as well. Folks, don't blink. This is going to be over before it gets started.
Oh, I agree with you there. Stewie Cartman just completed the World 2 there, taking down Morton Koopa. But yeah, that one decision that Stewie Cartman made is the reason why he is behind the rest of our featured runners. But anything could still happen. What do we get from the princess? A P-Wing as we now play World 7.
World 7 in the Randomizer is arguably my absolute favorite because it is the great randomizer and it is the great equalizer. And that, DLP may take a long time getting caught up in this pipe maze unless it's very linear, to where Macobra or even Teeks could come back and actually come back at him.
Here's Stewie Cartman now in 4F2, has the fire suit intact. Will try and get this fire kill out on Boom Boom, and he does. Very well played. DLP has found the next fort. This is going to be the underwater fort 3F2. Teeks is moving on to the fourth world himself, the pipe maze. We'll see how it plays out for him. Cobra also in the same pipe maze. Let's see what he decides to do.
I have a strong feeling that it's going to be very normal between these four as to what they do, because the first four pipes that you can come to are all linked at this point. So currently 3F2 is definitely required, if not for the lock, for the route. Therefore, whichever pipe you pick, unfortunately, is not going to matter here. We'll see what happens after this, though, because there's a lot of pipes left and a lot less levels now.
Well, now this is an interesting conundrum here, because you have hammers and they can break locks, but you know what? Playing this fortress is not a bad deal, because DLP is going to be sailing the 7 seas in the Navy.
Yeah, not a problem at all with this call here. I think it's a very, very good call on DLP's part. If you're looking at this, you look and think, oh, I got to get out of here fast. Well, you're either using your hammer, which you only have one more of at this point, to break a lock that you're going to have to come to anyway. So it's either play one level here or risk using your hammer in another place to get a better outcome from it.
Absolutely. Macobra also going to play the Navy stage as well. And next up for DLP, oh no, it's Atlantis, and there are no Jugum clouds to be had. So these runners are going to have no choice but to play it.
This might just be the masochist in me or something, but I sure love seeing them have to play in Atlantis like this. We've seen such a jet seat so far. We saw Stewie Cartman play an optional 7-5, and now all four of the runners that we have on stream, and obviously the other ones that are playing as well, are going to have to face this Atlantis. I love it.
Absolutely. This is one of the very few situations where the auto-scrollers are not turned off. But Macobra, what's this? He's going to use... Maybe he thought he had a Jugum cloud. There are no Jugum clouds to be found here. But the Atlanta stage, one of the beta stages, is one of the few levels where the auto-scrollers cannot be turned off. 5-9 is another situation where you're going to have an auto-scroller that's going to be on no matter what. And also the coin heavens as well. We keep the auto-scrollers on for those as well. But DLP does manage to get through Atlantis. And of course, to top it all off, we have these Boomerang brothers left and right of the pipe that are going to try to make things miserable at the very end. So yeah, not a pleasant stage at all.
And Teeks unfortunately had the bitter outcome of despawning his power-up. He went to go for the fire flower at the very beginning, just as we saw DLP and Macobra, and now even Stewie Cartman too. Unfortunately, he waited just a little too long, and the fire flower did despawn. So not sure if that's going to be a big deal. It looks like Macobra is actually falling behind just a little bit, but we'll see if that comes back to bite him.
Tell you what, Stewie Cartman's made up a lot of ground. I'm guessing hammers have something to do with what has been happening for Stewie Cartman to come all the way back from the situation here. DLP just completed yet another beta stage that we saw that has no enemies, the Waterfall, or as I call it, the 7-6 beta, because of the pipe set that you come out of looks exactly like 7-6. There's a P-Wing for DLP completing that Piranha stage, so he'll be moving on to the next castle. What fort are we talking about? He uses the P-Wing, and hey, that's a pretty good time to use a P-Wing, because this is the World 6 airship. He can fly over just like that.
I was just thinking if there was any reason to go back and try to see if you could find the Piranha real quick, because obviously they're going to play this Piranha. They have to. They don't have any really any power-ups at this point. And honestly, at this point in the race, it's not a bad idea having an extra item or two just to be on the safe side. Well, but I don't know of any reason that you would possibly go back for it. Even if you thought there could be a hammer there, I don't see why you would go back for it. You're already in World 4.
Yeah, most definitely. And it is going to be DLP, the first one, moving on to the 5th world. He does get the animation skip as well.
Macobra 52 going for a clip there. He was in the flamethrower clip on 6's airship. Unfortunately, he did not quite get it. It does save a few seconds. We'll see if Teeks is able to get it here. He did not either.
Next up, we have World 6 here, and the pipe is a bust. Stewie Stewie Cartman just picked up his P-Wing from the Piranha stage. Cobra battling it out against Ludwig von Koopa. Down he goes. Teek's going to try to get the fire kill. 1 hit is not going to be enough. 2 hits is not enough. 3 hits, that's not enough either. How about 4 hits? Nope, he was the maximum 5 hits, but Teeks finished him off with the fireball. Look at that. What? Are you kidding me? 3 locks bunched together and none of them are required? What the heck is that all about, Growl?
You got me. I'm staring at this thinking, oh, World 6 coming up. We've seen a couple of hammers so far, and they just don't matter. Lemmy going down with a 2-hit kill, I think. And how fast is this? I mean, we're going to be looking at a sub 20 if it keeps up.
I have never seen a World 6 as fast as that one, but I've never seen a lock layout like that one yet. None of them were required. That is just very unusual.
Absolutely. Now you start looking at the next couple worlds. We've got 3 and 4 left to go. And I'm curious what's being held here, because if there's still a hammer or 2 in the play, you're looking at maybe a quick World 4 into World 3 or vice versa, and we're going to be done with this. Come on, Bowser, let's go.
And there's an anchor that DLP just turned. That could be anything. We won't know until we use it. And let's take a look. We know we have to build a bridge, but first DLP is going to play at the Boomerang Rose stage. We're going to pick up a Fire Flower, and in the chest, a star. Yeah, let me decide to be a shrimp tonight. Just a 2-hitter. Macobra takes him down. He'll get the animation skip. Here comes Teeks. This is, by the way, the World 1 Airship. Teeks maybe trying to go for the fire kill here, and he does. Very good.
Yeah, that's a really nice one. Teeks, obviously, very well aware that Lemmy is not going to be jumping, and this is a perfect fort to be or a perfect ship to go after the fire kill on. He's used to it with his 100% runs. Very smart move on his part.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. DLP is going to take the fortress next to where the bridge can be built. This is the Spike Fort, the World 2 fort. We'll see if this ends up being the right one, because if he picks the wrong one, and let's say Teeks or Macobra or even Stewie Cartman pick the right one, and this is not right, DLP's lead is going to be evaporated.
Absolutely, and in fact, he'll be looking at a 2nd, 3rd, maybe even 4th place at this point. Macobra sees a fortress. We'll see what he decides to do. He sees the 2nd fortress. Now it's time to random up, and he's going for the one on the left. I think this is very interesting.
Well, absolutely. Let's see. Is this the fort that is going to build the bridge here in our 4th world? Yes, sir. So DLP is going to keep his lead.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. I was on the edge of my seat for that one. I've seen DLP a lot recently go for a 50-50 and get the wrong one. To see him get it right this time, kudos. That's awesome. I'm very happy for him.
Both Teeks and Macobra will be able to keep pace because they also both decided to take the fort near the bridge, the World 2 fort. This is the World 7 Airship, which means I believe we're going to have the World 5 Airship to close things out.
And unfortunately, Stewie Cartman did take up 5F2. That is the fortress on the right. That is incorrect. We'll see if he decides to go a different way. He did go for the Jesus clip on that, and that ended up being incorrect, or he did not make it. But it looks like he's going to try it again.
Yeah, he's going to try it again. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's now twice, by the way, that Stewie Cartman has picked the wrong 50-50. Boy, you hate to see that.
You really do. You talk about Randomizer with some great equalizers and such, but I think probably the greatest equalizer is the 50-50. And I've seen so many times where really, really great runners are just playing to the utmost of their ability. Unfortunately, it's just the wrong pick. You go in the wrong pipe, you pick the wrong fortress, the wrong level, and that's it. It's just wrong.
Unfortunately, unless you have 2 hammers, there's going to be no shortcut getting through this World 3 as we now have 4 F1. So once again, it's kind of been a few races in a row that I've been doing commentary for, Growl, but 4 F1 and 4 F2 not paired up again.
That is interesting. We see a lot of the same details from race to race, and it's interesting seeing like 7F1, 7F2 get paired up, 4F1, 4F2 get paired up. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason, or if it's just coincidental. I don't know.
And by the way, this ended up being your equalizer right here in terms of a world record pace time here, because this World 3 is going to be anything but short.
Absolutely. I think you're looking at least 5, maybe 6 levels before you even get to thinking about where Wendy is.
All right, so there is Macobra picking up the star, can get the insta-boom-boom kill, and he does. Teak's trying to do the same thing. Yes, sir. And right now, DLP, this is another nasty level 6-6. Gotta play it unless you have a Jugum Cloud, and this nanny blooper is giving DLP. Wow, DLP dodging that baby blooper right there, somehow not taking damage there. That was a big break there because the pile driver awaits him. No problem. He'll be moving on. My goodness.
Not only the blooper, but the other one that really blew me, I had no idea that he was going to make it through, at least big, because I also saw a fireball coming in. I mean, how he pulled it.
Whoa! The anchor is a Jugum Cloud. Wow, and Macobra taking a death here in 6-6. Now, he has an anchor, and he's going to use it. Wow, the intuition.
Oh, dear. So I'm watching on DLP's stream. He was able to go for the other level that's there, and he found 7-4. What a perfect place for the frog to be. Unfortunately, Macobra took the frog, and DLP took the P-Wing, which would have helped Macobra.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of like order of operations here because, yeah, having that frog suit here in 7-4, which, again, an auto-scroller we have turned off, would have really come in handy there for DLP, but no matter. He gets through with very little trouble. Macobra going to forfeit. Oh, that's a close call. Boss Bass nearly had Macobra there. As Stewie Cartman is now going to enter the 7th world himself. Teak's also here in this 5-9. More Boss Bass as we're in 4-2.
This big Boss Bass is just giving Macobra such a terrible, difficult time. You know, you expect to see the runner, he goes straight through it to be done in the 260s. And it looks like Macobra was at a 244. I mean, just, you hate to see it. That is such a hard place to get through with a big Boss Bass there.
Yeah, you really do hate to see that. So now, which panels are going to be? DLP going for the top, going to be 6-7.
But what a great play from Macobra getting through that. I mean, that big Boss Bass would have taken down a lot of players. And the Mad Jukes from Macobra with a frog suit to begin that, it was very impressive.
Unfortunately, that fire chomp going to take away the power up from DLP, but no matter. He's going to be done with 6-7. And Macobra going to have that fire suit. Takes down the nanny blooper. Nice shot there. Teak's right behind him here. And Stewie Cartman in a bit of a pickle here. He's got Big Bertha. Oh, and Big Bertha tracks him down.
That is the epitome of being in between a rock and a hard place where you have Big Bertha chasing you down, but you can't go up because there's a piranha. Unfortunate scenario.
Here's Macobra in 4-2 again. When you see Boss Bass, you're going to see a giant Goomba as well. But somehow, some way, Macobra is able to deny us of seeing the giant Goomba again. But no matter, Macobra playing that one very, very well. Next up, yet another beta stage. This time we're talking the 7-3 beta.
And right before that, DLP did just pick up another Jugum Cloud. That could come in handy very soon.
Especially in World 8, the great equalizer. And of course, if you've saved up any hammers, those will break locks, which also could come into play. So you never know.
Absolutely. I know there's a lot of differing opinions on this in the SMB3 runner community. And an unfortunate death from Macobra 52 there. He's going to have to replay that.
Well, DLP did not choose the correct pipe in this game of pipe. Oh, and Macobra finding 7-6 when he's small. Again, won't be able to do that clip, so he's going to take the intentional 100-coin fine there. Teaks is in 6-7, Stewie in 7-4. DLP going to check this set of pipes, and that's the way out. No lock guarding it, so we're good. Look at Macobra. He's going to try to do the clip with Frog Mario. Oh, man, the Moxie.
Yeah, Frog either goes very well or very wrong. We'll find out here quickly if that's going to be the case for Macobra. And what a great play from DLP. I mean, figuring out that, hey, wait, there's only one fort and the lock's on the left. I think I'm good here.
Oh, and it's a side salad Wendy. One hit was enough to take her down. Wow. Man, these Koopalings, other than Ludwig von Koopa, did not come to play tonight.
No kidding. They must have heard Jetstream and thought, yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, exactly. Macobra, though, having all kinds of problems trying to do this clip as Frog Mario, and that is a shame, but unfortunately, there's the clip. He's got it right there.
Yeah, that is a definitely hard one to do. You have to line it up just right. If you're going for the stand clip, as runners will like to call it.
Oh, my word, another Jugum Cloud, and there's a lock already and a fortress guarding that lock. Could we have a requirement? Oh, no. Speaking of requirements, you hate to see this. 7F2.
I don't know. I think it plays really nicely here. You know, they had the whole lava lake and everything, and, you know, it's the lava fortress. So I kind of like it.
7F2, this is not a stage I'm very much fond of. And DLP, oh, the Piranha takes him down. And Teeks getting the fire kill on Wendy. Very well played there. Stewie Cartman has just completed 6-7. Now, with the fire suit, he could have blazed those coins to the left, melt them, and pick them up. But, of course, in a race, you're not going to do that. Cobra trying to find this way out here, but that's not the right pipe.
It looks like DLP decided to look at his inventory for a second. I did not see a hammer on the first page. I was curious if he'd be so bold as to go with a hammer at the very beginning, as opposed to having to come back and play the fortress if it's required. You know, get it done out of the way right now.
I'll be curious to see how many bridges it's going to be. We know it's not going to be 4. It could still be 3, as many as 3. People in chat, 0, 1, 2, or 3 bridges. What do you say? Well, that one did not break the lock, so that's rather interesting. It could have broken a lock maybe on this screen. It might have built a bridge to Bowser's Castle. So, well, that's not Bowser's Castle, but maybe we found a pipe that's going to take us there. Macobra's on his way to World 8 himself. And the bridge is built! Wow! Talk about a quick World 8!
This is not just going to be a sub 30. We're looking at a possible sub 27 tonight.
I mean, he's going to turn in a faster time than the any % no up in a world record of Zelda 1. This is absolutely insane, Growlwolf.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, what else can we possibly say about it other than insanity at this point?
Yeah, I mean, remember, he took that death now. Ooh, he does find a fire flower. He can get the fire kill on Bowser. And DLP's going to do what DLP does best. The DLP clip first try!
First try! Wow!
Wow. So, yeah, sub 28 is definitely on the table for DLP. Teeks right behind him, though. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Bowser.
I mean, I blinked, and I think I missed exactly what happened, but Teeks has just been so consistently coming back. Macobra not quite able to finish it off. I mean, he had a little bit of problems there and had to, you know, use a couple of power-ups, wasn't able to get through immediately, took a couple of deaths in that World 3. Now, Teeks is looking at a second-place finish here, and currently we have only one finisher. We'll get you the time here in just a moment. That is 26:55. DLP 316 claiming his first place in a jet seed. Wow.
Unbelievable. And he died in 7F2. And take that away, it's sub 26. My goodness gracious, what a performance by DLP. And you were absolutely right, Raul, that sub 27 was in play. And that's exactly what DLP got. Teeks 88, down goes Bowser, gets the fire kill, get your GGs out for Teeks. He's going to be in the 27X range as well. And you know what? It's going to be sub Zelda 1. Wow.
You can say wow again. I mean, wow.
Meanwhile, again, Stewie Cartman making the wrong choice here. And so is Macobra. So both of them playing the World 8 fort. We do have our winner, DLP, here in the commentator's booth. You want to talk about a jet seed. That was it right there. Congratulations. Overall winner, sub 27. What'd you think?
Yeah, up until World 3, it was pretty much... I just guessed right on everything, and you pretty much didn't need... I mean, the only thing you needed to guess right on was the fort in World 4, and then everything else was pretty awesome outside of Atlantis, but what can you do about that?
And what do we have for the official time for Teeks?
The official time for Teeks was 27:37, still just a blistering speed.
Wow, so we're 2 for 2 on our restream timers, matching up with the official time. You don't see that very often. As Macobra unfortunately lost a cycle there, and now Stewie Cartman is going to play 7F2. Again, this is the right choice here on his way to Bowser's Castle. Cobra finishing up the World 8 fort. Down goes Boom Boom.
Yeah, I got to World 8 and took that unfortunate death in the Piranha, and then I just figured that with all the good players, and I mean, everybody's good, so I just figured I'd go for the second pipe instead of the first. And I said to myself, if it takes me to the dark maze, just go back and check the first pipe. But I was like, well, let's just see what's going on. And then it took me right to the end, and it was pretty cool.
All right, we do have another finisher here. Human Buster, we were talking about him earlier, finishes third overall with a time of 29 minutes and 7 seconds. GG. So we'll look at this. Macobra's going to try to treat us with the Frog Mario ending. I mean, why not? Let's see if he can get it. Gets the one up. Gets by the disco waffles, but here comes Stewie Cartman with that fire suit intact. I mean, Macobra's showboating, as it were, being a Frog Mario. It might look cool and all, but it might cost him a position in the standings. So Stewie Cartman, oh, but he does. Now he does get the Everyman's clip, and remember, there was a fire flower behind the question mark. So Stewie Cartman can still take it away from Macobra here. We'll see what happens. Macobra still has the frog suit. Can he keep it? So far, so good. Come on, no lasers in the end. No lasers in the end. It's still possible. Here we go. We do have Teeks88 here in the commentator's booth with us. Stand by just a moment. We will get to you shortly. Right now, we're trying to see if Macobra 52 can get the Frog Mario ending. So far, so good. He is just 3 ground pounds away, pulling it off. Stewie, meanwhile, does get the clip. He's got the fire suit intact. Unfortunately, Macobra missing wide left. Stewie Cartman, here comes the fire kill of Bowser. Will he? No, he does not get it. He misses. So any chance Stewie Cartman had of trying. Oh no! And there goes the Frog Mario ending. Tough break there from Macobra. But because Stewie could not get the fire kill of Bowser, he's actually not going to lose position to Stewie Cartman. And Teeks88, get your GGs out for Macobra 52. He will finish this up. GG to you, Teeks. You end up finishing second overall. A very good performance for you tonight. What do you think about this scene?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really glad that the way the scene went. It ended up going pretty fast in terms of routing. I was kind of surprised that World 6 just ended up zipping through that if you happen to have a hammer. And there weren't really that many clouds to work with up until right at the last minute in World 8, and there was nowhere to use it. So there's that.
And Stewie Cartman right behind Macobra 52 with the GG right there. So everybody finished below 32 minutes of our 4 featured runners. That's just an absolute blistering pace for everybody. And to think that you have 2 people who are sub 30, if that was a tournament match, those are losing times.
Yeah, I think I ended with 2 clouds because, like you said, Teeks didn't get one till the end, and then one from the. I found out late that the anchor was a cloud as well, so I just sort of used it, and luckily I used it in a place that was able to take advantage of it.
DLP, I was actually going to ask you if you had a cloud for World 7 to skip over Atlantis, because that was the only thing that I was groaning about the whole run.
No, I didn't. I had to play it.
Okay.
Also, we do have, there was a 4th place finisher amongst all the Frog Mario excitement there. Johnny Link finished with the time of 30 minutes and 24 seconds. Now, Growlwolf, how did Macobra and Stewie fare in terms of the overall rankings?
Macobra came in 5th place overall, 3rd place on stream with a time of 31:27, and Stewie Cartman came in at 6th place of 31:42.
All right, so I'll tell you what, almost all 4 runners finishing in sync. Stewie Cartman was just a little bit late there on the top ton, but no matter.
I 100% disagree with that Bowser fight.
You disagree? Yeah, I know. I thought you had the fire kill in the bag there as well. GG to you, a very, very good performance by you tonight. And Macobra, you got to feel disappointed you couldn't finish off that frog kill, but it did not cost you any positionings in the standing because of what happened to Stewie Cartman. Stewie Cartman had the fire suit and would have sniped you had he finished him off, but he got hit.
Was that the impossible pattern? Because I don't think it was.
I don't know. I don't know what the impossible pattern is.
Basically, you have no shot of dodging it.
It might. I think it was the impossible pattern. Macobra, was it?
I couldn't tell you, but yeah, you hate to see it, but you know it happens.
absolutely. But man, all four of you tonight just absolutely killed it this evening. But I got to talk to you, Stewie. Unfortunately, your game of 50-50s, well, it didn't pan out for you because
Yeah, I had a feeling I made a lot of bad choices.
yeah, what happened was you ended up skipping the fortress and ended up playing 7-5, and it turns out that playing the fort actually would have been the faster move for you in that case in the start. In addition, 5F2 in the fourth world, which I believe was World 6, that one didn't have to be played either. If you just would have picked the fort, obviously,
Yep.
where the bridge was, that would have saved you some time too. But I'll tell you what, the fact that you finished that close to Macobra with those 50-50s and still wrong just goes to show how well you played tonight, Stu.
My thought with that World 4 was if I picked the fort right next to the bridge, that's too easy.
I got you, because usually it's one of those things that the game is trying to trick you, saying, oh, we've got the fort next to the bridge. It's going to build when you beat it. And it turns out, nope, you got to play the other fort. But this time, the game was being honest, which is very rare, might I add.
But I'm watching the Bowser Spray right now to see if I got that bad pattern or if I just did something wrong. No, I didn't do anything wrong. Okay.
Well, in any
Interesting.
event, yeah, but again, congratulations. I'll tell you, DLP, an amazing run for you tonight. An amazing run for, again, all four of you tonight. Just putting up some absolutely insane numbers that, is going to win, I'd say, 95% of races.
Yeah, the seed that I played before this one, just to sort of warm up, I got a 26 on. And someone said in my chat, well, if you could just do that in the race. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I saw Growlwolf rolled the seed, so I thought we were for sure headed for 40 minutes. But we got lucky, and fortune smiled upon us this time.
I will say this, if it wasn't for the seventh world, we could have been talking like a 21-minute, 20-minute seed, because you had like several stages that were just absolutely required. I mean, the good news was that the anchor ended up being a Jugum cloud, so you're able to make a skip if you so chose to do so. So that helped you out. That helped expedite the process a little bit in that World 7.
Yep, I'm going to take off. Laz and Growlwolf, thanks for the commentary. Speed Gaming for hosting us, and everybody for racing. It was a quick one. GG's, everyone. Take care.
GG's, everyone.
Big time congratulations again to DLP. I'll tell you what, Macobra, you made really good decisions throughout your race, but unfortunately you had a few untimely deaths that kind of held you back a little bit, unfortunately, there.
Yeah, just wasn't my night, I suppose.
Yep, I mean, but yeah, your routing was right on the money there. So a GG to you. And again, Teeks, a very, very strong performance. That second place finish, really, really good job. And Stewie Cartman, in spite of the 50-50s not working out for you, I mean, you played exceptionally well also. So
Thank you.
really good job, everybody.
Thank you so much. Just like to echo DLP sentiments before he signed off. Just thank you again to Speed Gaming for hosting these weekly events as always. Thank you, Ozcards and Growlwolf, for your commentary as always. And looking forward to getting back into these moving forward.
All right, thank you very much. And I do believe with that, that's going to wrap up our coverage of the weekly race here on Speed Gaming 2. Growlwolf, do you have any final thoughts or comments before we take it to Speed Gaming 1?
I do, actually. I have one question for Macobra before he signs out real quick. Did you realize we had brought you onto the restream?
I did not. I was still chatting, just just casual chit chat with my stream there, and it was actually Cassie let me know. She was like, "Oh, you're on Ski Game, by the way." I was, I should probably need my mic. So I swear.
Well, I didn't want to give you any kind of grief or anything like that, but we had a little bit of an issue with Leslie's Pro stream. I don't know what was going on. I think we had a little bit of a miscommunication. So in a last-ditch effort, I think we were probably in World 2 at that point, which was World 1. You were finishing it up, and we pulled you in really quick. We had DLP's audio, so even if you had your mic on, it would have been fine. But yeah, so sorry about that. Thank you so much for being flexible. We really appreciate you stepping in like that.
No problem. Probably heard some choice words if you're listening to me, but that's probably a good thing.
Well, definitely
all those deaths.
For sure, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for participating in this week's race. Growlwolf, always a pleasure to have you on the commentary.
Always a pleasure to be here for sure.
All right, so we're going to send you over to Speed Gaming. Right now, we have a Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 3 Invitational. That should be a lot of fun, so we'll head on over there as we draw our stream to a close. So, on behalf of our 4 featured runners, again, we had Macobra 52, DLP, Teeks 88, and Stewie Cartman. Please make sure you give all 4 of those runners a follow, as well as my commentator partner, Growlwolf. For everybody here on our Speed Gaming family of networks, I'm LZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you again next Saturday night for another exciting Super Mario 3 Randomizer Weekly. So long, everybody.